exercise is called Let's Dance. Step forward, step back. So the first few steps you can look down to know the placement. I have it at a 24-inch step length, but you can change the step length based on the individual. So you can look down and do that heel-toe pattern just to know where your foot is. And it's also important to know where your foot is in that starting position. Once you get that rhythm of knowing where your leg is, then you're going to look straight ahead and do that heel-toe pattern. Notice as I shift forward, my head, trunk, hip, and foot are over that leg as I push forward. This push is what helps me progress forward. So this is really important to get that push off part of stepping. Another cue that I provide sometimes for my clients is that this heel should rise before this heel strikes. So you should hear that click, click there. So that goes and then there. You do not want to have somebody bending forward almost into a lunge with their knee bent and their hip and their trunk straight ahead or coming down. So sometimes I'll have a laser on the chest and tell them to be rising their chest up as they step forward. And then they can even have a point to keep that trunk alignment. So then you get that true hip extension if their trunk is aligned up. You can also tell them to go up and to the right, and then they get that coordination of trunk and leg as they're stepping. And then you can work on speed. How fast can you do it, right? And if you're too short, then you just say, okay, take a longer step. It's okay. You're learning how to take that big step. So this would be stepping forward. Stepping back, I like to start by just feeling that hip extension and feeling where that target is. And notice my trunk is nice and straight as I just hit that front target there. So here you can get the rotation. My trunk is going to rotate the opposite when I step back. When I stepped forward, it was the same. So you can just add the trunk rotation here every time I step back. And then you can add the next part. And you see I just missed that clicker. So here, you want to hear that click, click, and come back. Click, click, and come back. So I see a lot of people go like this and their foot turns out, almost like a ballerina, and they have to learn to keep that foot straight. So how can you figure out where your foot is in space and go back and forth? So this would be step back, and again, this is step forward. So I hope you think of a dance and let's dance and step forward and step back.